Well, we continue with the program Good Morning Salon in case you just did tune in. Earlier, now one part we headline them. We tell una say today we dey talk to member them na the security sector, we na the salon police and the Office of National Security as them go can tell we waiting they don't they do for ensure say they get into the security sector, especially tender like this, where the country they prepare for all general elections on the 24th of June 2023 and save other things them done they happen this being term we get for do with security concern them. We'll look at all the issues then they this morning inside the program. Well, now the studio this morning, I want to welcome the Assistant Commissioner of Police, Wina Brahma Kamara, and Sef in at the head of the media for the Salon Police. Good morning, ACP, and welcome to the program. Good morning, Salon.
Thank you.
Like I say, the security sector make up of several body them. We also they expect somebody from the Office of National Security. We go join we in the studios later on. But first, we don't get the head of media. We come out from the Salon Police. We go start with them from the police own angle in terms of security. Una they in charge of protecting life and property of citizens them. As una work now for ensure say Salon people them safe and secure the environment, especially turning like this where the country they prepare for all general elections. Generally, from the police angle, how you can assess the security of Salon presently?
Well, honestly, we are doing very fine. We know say security generally not go be 100% because in the sense that somebody who must to commit crime here and there, but how now they respond to those issues as they come, and how proactively now they address issues, then go determine the state of security at the time. So we are doing very well across the board. Security Day. We push for change, especially going to independence, going to the elections. We make sure say we apply what we call high visibility assurance policing. In other words, we dey around to make sure say the people in see so that the people will be assured, say their safety and security will not be harmed. So we are doing all we could, collaborating with all other security sector member, the military, the correctional service, the National Fire Force. We all work together. Even the immigration, they're also a law enforcement body. All work together for make sure say everybody playing part very well. We're in charge of the internal security, we play a part very well. The military themselves play them part very well. And side away for interface and work together, we all make sure we work together so that the country will be very stable going to elections.
So if you didn't have the position for give on a percentage of ensuring that there is enough security during and after the election, I mean, which you will say, though it not will be 100% as you state?
Yeah, our rates be a little bit within the range of 70 and 90.
So which happened to the 10%?
Like I say, in terms of security is not also necessarily mean say in terms of crime, somebody who wants to commit crime here and there. Understand? No matter the measures you put in place, even in America where they have all the sophistication, still somebody they commit crime. Understand? So the crime prevention and the crime detection strategies put in place. Definitely, no matter how you look at them, somebody will still there. You will go look in company, slap in company, you're not supposed to slap them. So those ones are security challenges. But we are still working very hard to make sure say those gaps are taken care of. So that is the situation.
ACPS, you say una they work very hard for fill some of them gap there so where they pound now work. The police over the years, especially in recent times, report after reports, don't they point finger, don't they make accusation in terms of how una they do una work, how una they implement the area of professionalism for ensure say una do the things them we make the establish una when for protect life and property. Professionalism now one of the police now one way many people they question.
Well, professionalism, maybe the simple interpretation about how you do certain things, it is very subjective. Subjective in a sense, sometimes somebody in a corner, they say, this tear them do, you know, do fine. Probably it's not because you know how they do, you know, the part of the society, you know, the part of the system, you know, the part of the particular grouping. So you defeat to say they're not doing it well. But these are provision sets where these are provisions we have to follow for make sure say you do the things very well. So in terms of professionalism, you always say it's subjective. Which one person will say he's professional, the other person will say not professional. Say, for example, somebody coming up police station, they say, he report, say, this person thief me money. That person, they go, you arrest them. So that person, they can make a report. If they say the police very professional, why can't report to them? Then go arrest this person. Now the person, if they pay for what he do, but that person will go arrest in any family, any friends, then they say, no, police not professional. You then can't arrest me. Which they arrest me for? So they can always talk to professionalism. Most times is subjective. Now how we look at them, we as far as we concerned, we look at the ratings, where they happen at the global, at the world, the global peace index. They show say we are doing so much for make sure say we try for get a balance so that people able for come work, wait for work, people for go school, able for go school, wait for go do business, able to do them business. And then at the end of the day, we get some stability in the state. The stability of the state is very, very key. We will always take note of. You know, you not find you wake in the morning, they say you need for work because they are doing on one day all over the place. So the stability of the state is what we are working towards to make sure say there is stability and there is peace and that people will go about the normal business.
Continue for day with we, Assistant Commissioner of Police and Head of Media na the Salon Police.
All right, we continue with the program. Good morning, Salon, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. Still in the studio, we get ACP Brahma Kamara in the Head of Media, na the Salon Police, and self would expect somebody from the Office of National Security as today. We look at the security sector, how they don't prepare in terms of security ahead of the June 24th, 2023 general elections. Earlier, ACP we dey talk about on our preparation and self will talk about the area of professionalism. Let me look at another area again where a lot of people don't they blame the police on how they handle issues them, especially we get for do with protest where citizens they want for come out and protest. Most time it can end up for turn thing way most citizens don't they say na a bloody protest, especially the way how the police they handle particular area day. In terms of the area then how much the police don't they try for work on their issues then how they handle issues then we get for those protests.
Let me be very clear in the first place. Salon na a country of laws. And the rule of law and the prevail. If rule of law not the prevail, the state go dey in chaos. Problem go dey. I mean they want to learn books they say any rule of law not dey. Na way na chaos then go there. Somebody will wake in the morning just because to get trained past the other person. And that person will get trained past to get food. You go take the food now. You don't get nothing for them because law not there. So law actually there for shape society. Law there for we able to maintain morals. You know, law there for able to guide yourself and safeguard yourself. These are the reasons they put law so that at the end of the day, everybody will be able to go about normal business. Na salon before me even the born. 1965, then get to the Public Order Act, number 46 of 1965. This Public Order Act, we look at them, the intent, now for there, we get some form of order in our society. But the whole essence of policing, and for make sure we get to call social order. Understand? Now the whole essence of policing, we don't talk about protect lives and property, maintain law and order, enforce relevant laws. All those ones, the overriding thing and follow is social order. And so the Public Order Act very clear on what it talk about processions, protests and demonstrations. Understand? Section 17 is very, very clear. It say if you want for process, because you know the protest without processing. It say you get for notify, and at the books it say the Commissioner of Police. In those days, 1965, when they make the law, now Commissioner of Police, the post where they head the police. Now we'll get Act number 6 of 1991, we'll have the Constitution. We'll get that one. Then provides under Section 155. It say we'll get a police force. And then this police force will be headed by an Inspector General. So automatically, the number one person don't become Inspector General. So by that fact, anybody now will be head the police, whatever rank you get now, that rank don't equate now to Inspector General. So you have to notify the Inspector General of Police. And when you notify, the second limb of them, you say the Inspector General of Police will write to you for tell you whether you approve or you not approve. But when you look at the considerations, the factors under which way the IGP they consider for making them grant you, now four, then they na the act. They say one, public morality. What you can do, not for affect the morality of the state. Public safety. What you can do, for affect the safety of the state. Public order. Understand? What you can do, for interfere with the orderliness of the state, the orderly running of the state. Then the last one you talk about the defense of the state. For how something we get the potential for make the first lost the capability for defend itself. So on those four considerations, where the IG get for looking to now, and then they decide now say, okay, I will grant or not grant. You understand? So if you say, I cannot sit with the police, I cannot come over to the police, me for the fact that the law say, and so democracy today, we get the right for protest. And so democracy today, we get the right for demonstrate. Yes. Democracy, they go to protestations. Democracy, they go demonstrations. That is quite correct. But wherever there is any law, there is responsibility. So the responsibility aspect of her, now did the issue there. The responsibility aspect. So now did the issue there. So if you want to do these protestations, you want to do these demonstrations, you don't want to take responsibility, you don't want to follow the law. Now did the issues and there.
Then for reason there so ACP where you don't give say now the IGP they look and determine whether if or grant the permit for less citizens them protest peaceful one according to waiting the law say. Now how the IGP self can determine and make a lot of group of people them where he wants for protest but not can get the permission of the police, not the question on our independence. Most times certain set of people, especially one the way he align with a political party, the police not can give them the permission.
We have what we do threat assessment. The reason why we apply then call you, then cast it over with a table. You do on the one end, we do on the one end. We do what we call threat assessment. You say you want for protest. Okay, we agree. Who say you want for use? Who's the word you want for use? Now this road, now this road, this road. How many people do you want for being come na the street for can do this protestation? I want bring X number of people. You get guarantee, say then people they go below abiding. You get a guarantee there. If you not get someone go say, well, me, I care for myself because I know say me, I know they do bad, I know me own pay, I know they say when me come out. But the other people, down in their own, I know let them by themselves they go for take that responsibility. But don't forget, now you determine say you wrote to the police that you wanted to come out to demonstrate, to protest. Understand? So when it comes to the aspect of responsibility, well, like I tell you, see the all rights to go with the responsibilities. They harp on continuously. They harp on the fact say this is my right, this is my right. But when it comes to the aspect of responsibility, you now taking responsibility for what is going to happen. You begin for renege. So these are the areas where sometimes that they will get to problem. And again, if we don't do threat assessment, then we understand say we get miscreants, we get hoodlums, we get people who get the potential for come and take this protest now on and overrun una, and even to the point that una your lives go also in danger, and other lives of people who will not get nothing for do the protest will also in danger, and property then go in danger. They will tell you, say, if you want to do this protest, I think the best thing you do, we want for them to go converge. Now this place, when I go get an association place, if I get placards, when I use placards. Una make una protest known, then una hand over una document them, then they go sit together. People na saloon generally, I don't know why. They just prefer say no, me I don't want that. Me I want for come out from Upgun and match to or Wakati come na stadium. They say no, una go get in a stadium, but we not only for get us large crowd. Una go get there, una do all what now for do, una talk all. They be in a white country. And we don't live there, we don't see there, we don't see how things in the happen there. You understand? Sometimes they will just kind of na the park. Now they don't go do always and do them protestation, they do them display. Then at the end of the day, then scatter.
So
but the areas, these are the areas, the grey areas who normally get to issues.
So Assistant Commissioner of Police, let's take you to the issue of security threat or information where the security sector carry, especially one we get a threat to the country and security and peace. How serious I can take such, whether a rumor or any form way on a area? Because I asked you this in line with the April 27 for say certain, security threat on the ground for say certain people sitting it for Comonado and protest and all of that. How una really take such information? We wanna know say this kind thing get it to the country in security.
Honestly, everything we get the potential for inch on the safety and security of the state. All I put and say we get the potential for tamper or interfere with the sanctity of the state, the warning, the normal warning, the day-to-day one of the state. We get the potential now for make school picking and go school. We get the potential now for make possible to go work, not go work. We get the potential for make somebody to go do business, not go do business. If we don't want to go on a farm, they become very hesitant. We take them very seriously. We go make sure say overtly and covertly we do that which we supposed to do for make sure say we not allow for that happen. So we mitigate as best as possible for let it not get that kind of impact we forget. So we put all the security apparatus in place like we are now doing. We heard about April 27, talks, rumors all over the place, but we will not sit on our oars. We make sure say we mobilize yourself and we are making sure say we do the right things for do. Now that make we there this morning for let the public know say we want to give them an assurance, say, in spite of all the rumors they are hearing, in spite of all that they've had, understand, security in place, we will do everything humanly possible, we will do possible within power for make sure say the normal running of the state continue.
Okay, continue for the Assistant Commissioner of Police and also Head of Media and the Salon Police, Brian Kamara, we talk about the role of the Salon Police for ensure say they are its security from the country Independence Day and also during and after the country election. Well, the issue of security now will involve different institutions and body them for ensure say the country is safe and peaceful. And Office of National Security gets the role where they they play in line with stable security. And at this time inside the program, I welcome the strategic communication and spokesperson, Office of National Security Awareness, Abdul Karim. Well, good morning and welcome to the program. Good morning, Salon.
Good morning. Good morning, Salon 98.1, and good morning to people in our Salon and beyond.
And as our state Office of National Security get a role within safe the play for ensure say the starting of the country independence during and after the country election. People feel safe and ensure say security day. So for the Office of National Security, in line with your mandate, which you would say in terms of ONS, the young preparation, as in your mandate owner for execute, for say play your role, for say the security aspect of the country. A visible people get the assurance and see reason for say well, indeed the security apparatus them don't get security at its best.
Thank you very much. Generally, the role of the Office of National Security now for provide coordination of the entire security sector. And consistent with that mandate, we don't play a role over the period for ensure we bring together the security sector institutions for perform their functions, we now for provide for the safety and security of every Sierra Leonean. And so mindful of the fact we will go into elections very shortly under the auspices of the Integrated Election Security Planning Committee, we're a subcommittee of the National Security Council Coordinating Group. We don't engage in several activities for ensuring we get sufficient preparation for provide for the safety and security of the elections before, during, and even after elections. This body in a subcommittee, like I say, of the National Security Council, and it get a composition with broad-based. Some 1 year, 6 months ago, the National Security Council Coordinating Group activates this body. We've been right around the country for conducted to refer to as risk mapping, district risk mapping for know which are the threats, which are the opportunities, and what are the potential spoilers and the stakeholders who are going for use for ensure say we all able for do we function same within the provisions of the laws of Sierra Leone. After that one, they will be developed 3 key strategic documents for help with for carry out to security function. One of them, the election security strategy, we are the roadmap as to how we approach the provision of security to the elections. We develop a training manual for ensure say we officers the way they go for provide election security, then get the master sabi for able for perform the functions. And also we develop a communication strategy so that we able for reach out to the public for let them understand the roles and responsibilities of the security sector institutions and for highlight issues of professionalism, ethics, as we go forward in preparing for the provision of security. So far, by we own estimate, we think say we don't make adequate preparation. We expect say the public from a conscious effort to understand what they do, so that they also will be part of them, because the security will they provide na for and on their behalf, mindful of the fact say elections are a civil affair. We dey provide security for that election day using that kind mantra day, so that would I get for vote, able for vote peacefully, would I get for come observe the elections, able for do them in the way supposed for do them. ECSL, when I get the mandate, the responsibility for administration in the conduct of the elections, able for do their functions without any let or hindrance.
All right. Good morning, Salon. Where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. We still get the two member them from the security sector, Abdul Karim Will, we are the spokesman for the Office of National Security, ACP Brahma Kamara, and head of media from the Salon Police. We come back to Abdul Karim Will, we are the spokesperson for the Office of National Security. Earlier, you will explain about how ONS don't prepare for ensure say the country continue for be peaceful, and how the Office of National Security as one of on our main work now for ensure say on a coordinate other body them where they under the security sector. How not only coordinate them but they also for give citizens them the security within deserve.
So by virtue of a mandate over the period, even since we establishment in 2002, we don't dey provide a platform whereby all of the security sector institutions they function very well. Apart from the national structures, we also get decentralized security structures, starting from the district level, the provincial, and even some chiefdoms. Also, we get coordinators. We together with other people and populate then committees them, also on a weekly basis, fortnightly basis, or quarterly basis. People in the can meet and discuss security and intelligence. Don't forget, say we in a post-conflict stabilization institution, an early warning and early response security sector agency, where they give early warning signs and they provide requisite response to then challenges that we go ordinarily want for threatening with safety and security. So on a daily basis across the country, we'll get one or more committees that we they meet for deliberate on issues relating to the security of Sierra Leone. And waiting we do, waiting the actual mandates, giving mandate for performing functions do. Now we bring together all of the relevant players, and because the paradigm in security outlook don't change, it now be people-centered security. We get all of the relevant players, say within the chiefdom, within the districts, at the provincial level, and even at the national level, where they can sit down around with mainstream security sector practitioners for discuss ordinarily the thing the way they affect them, not only about physical protection, but even things that we get for do with the welfare and development of their community, and see how they can able for leverage on the expertise around that table there for resolve some of the challenges that they happen. So issues like border conflict, land conflict, cattle farmer conflict, then community problems that we get a tendency for obstruct daily living. Then committees at the chiefdom level, we call them chiefdom security committee. At the district level, the district security committee. At the provincial level, we call it the provincial security committee. Then they find local solutions to their own problems. And outside, it is beyond their control, they can make referrals to the relevant national institutions. For example, we get the National Security Council coordinating group, with the working body for the National Security Council. So across the entire country, we get presence of all of the security sector institutions, and your own responsibility for flag things that we get the tendency or we get the potential for degenerate into conflicting situation. If now one way they able for resolve, then get the mandate, full support for resolve them. If they're able for resolve them, they can make referrals, and where possible, where necessary, the center can take action for resolve them. So thinking the National Security Council, we actually they meet on a fortnightly basis. Now Freetown can move for going to the provinces for evolve issues that way they beyond the control of the process, for example, or the dissect as the case may be. and we don't do several of them kinds of things, including one who been do somewhere in Makeni, we challenge be there between some people at Tonkolili, some chiefdom, a chiefdom at Tonkolili and Kwainadugo. So we so far satisfied with the level of cooperation, with the level of interest with all of the relevant players, and especially people at the local level. The paramount chiefs, for example, are very much critical in all of this. So security now not to just people already into mainstream security. Now one way we don't bring out to the doorstep of everybody, so that everybody they feel part and parcel of our we think say we people think say they also get a say, they also get a contribution, they're going for own up to their own
Now,
security.
bring you to a press conference where the security body them be all sometimes last week. The security body them, each one of the head them be address the media and talk about according to waiting and saying at the press conference a rumor where the security sector don't they get say some set of people them they plan for do a protest on the 27th of April when at tomorrow. Although now we don't address some of the issues then they and how prepare the security sector they for handled if this get for happen as they get closer to the 27th of April when at the independence day of the country from the security sector angle how una don't able for prepare or una don't discard this rumor.
We not discard them at all. We fully prepared for respond to the numerous threats we don't make the rounds on social media. Yes, you rightly state say on Wednesday the 19th of April, the security sector been summoned a press conference. The National Security Coordinator, in collaboration with their counterparts and the Sierra Leone Police, the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces, Correctional Services, National Fire Force, been called pressmen and some members of the general public to a press conference for express the concerns where the security sector gets. Calls said on they make the rounds who are familiar with social media, where they see let people and come out on April 27th for can
Calls them
demonstrate.
promote that.
Well, from social media, people and mostly people who don't be identified as Sierra Leoneans where reside abroad. Although people and they in country now where they circulate that kind of thing they for amplify the thinking of them people where they are abroad. And these calls are very similar to the calls that will be happened before we get August 8, 9, and 10 incidents. And like I say, the same set of people, the arguments in this case within the advance.
If you say people and they in country, one thing where somebody go they wonder how they listen to you, now that why the security sector not try for get hold of them people there so we want for disturb the peace of the nation.
So getting hold of people, yes, now the right thing that for do. But at the same time, it gets your own implications, it gets your own negative interpretation with the public you have for game. We know that we get laws them. They talk on issues relating to the dissemination of incendiary messages, insightful statements, and that kind of, especially the cybercrime law. But one of the things that we can always want to adopt now the engagement, the dialogue method. Now I make if you find out for the last 1 month, me and my brother they across several media platforms for talk to people in the salon for let them function within the provisions of the law. So in fact that press conference say under reference with the National Security Coordinator and colleagues and a call now for admonish people on the need for let them refrain from doing things already outside of the law and rather function within the provisions of the laws of Sierra Leone. Salon, we always don't say that a country of laws like any other country. And if we get laws them, we get a responsibility for implementing and enforce them. If we don't enforce them, we just get the laws into the books, we not put them into practice. They're now like dead letters. They're not meaningful, we're not even supposed to get them. So what will they do? We would notice say then people already abroad, where they send their incendiary messages, they incite people, they misinform people. For like we were there, we get the tendency for be affected, like we be affected on January August 10. Let we not heed to them kind of calls them because them calls them, they're not only dangerous, but then deceitful, they're self-serving, now one way unpatriotic and very much tantamount to subversion. Because the argument with people in the advance, where they make them calls for April 27 and even beyond, now that because Parliament go get foreclosed, like at that time when they talk, the Parliament will get foreclosed anytime this month. Yesterday, Parliament don't close, and therefore no government not in place again. In fact, some people and they odious them, they say the current president and former president. This na deception. For me, na intellectual dishonesty. For people, especially we go school, we get the benefit of education, then they make conscious efforts for brainwash other people where they think say they're not able for objectively analyze then kind calls and they make. But to they appeal to people, they are not true. Even though Parliament don't close, even though yes, 5 years don't elapse after April 2018, we still get a legitimate government in place until elections are conducted on June 24 and a new president sworn in, whether not the current president or any other person. Then we will talk about either former or the same president.
Abdul Karim will, before the Office of National Security can engage with other security sector, I can try to understand the atmosphere and mood of people so that whatever structural coordination I don't put in place good day in line with how for able to handle people, and because that's also important aspect for say owner for know the approach, know how people in day. So whatever structure that they put in place, it will be a success.
So I will talk generally because I don't go on for go into the in-depth of it, but generally what we can do, they do threat assessments. Like I say, we presence in every corner of Sierra Leone.
In which way? Is it that people in there for they see security people with gun or within the presence now in which way exactly?
So what are they talk about first as to how we able for gauge people in mood, people in feelings, people in thinking, social media and one of them. Like I say, we presence in every community in a salon, whether at chiefdom, district, provincial or national level. We get personnel there when our officers of the Office of National Security work in collaboration with the counterpart and the Sierra Leone Police or the other security sector institutions. And they want to do it exclusively for collecting information, intelligence on waiting at the thing and we ordinarily the border people we get the tendency for letting go into violent outbursts and that kind of thing. So when we gather their information on a daily basis, we get a national situation room where sometimes the calls and they come from members of the public where they express certain concerns or members of the security sector institutions, whether intelligence officers or information officers, then they filter onto that day, then they do analysis, do threat assessment, and they present them to the general body for consideration. So now they want to inform within the thing they for do going forward for address to some of the challenges and they
continue for day with Abdul Karim Will from Office of National Security in the Strategic Communication and Spokesperson. Over to you, Assistant Commissioner of Police Brahma Kamara. The role of the Salon Police for ensure say security day from the country independence to the election. Where you earlier start for talk, you talk about high level of police visibility, and of late we don't see police team they did a certain junction and air them. Another aspect you mean when you talk about the security visibility, high visibility of them?
Yes. High visibility assurance policing. It's like making your presence known and presence felt. Understand? So that the people will not say, well, I think we security in our good hands because look the police and they're around. If something happens, at least the police will go before intervene. So that is what we are doing. We don't do all over the place now, and we work with the military alongside, and because under this marker arrangement, military aid to civil authority, a part of our get for the police, military aid to civil power. So the work on that one day, so follow continue for giving people assurance for say that security is intact.
How much you not try forget to contra view again for say people not use for see then kind tear the happen, and most time where citizens can see the presence of security personnel them this can make some of get scared and worried. One of the things that this strategy of the high visibility of policing are the best.
Not the best. Everywhere in the world, we get what we call preventive policing. And then if you look at the functions of the police, you can say they talk about prevention and detection of crime. So the aspect of prevention and at the soft side of policing, where because of your presence, who don't want to do bad, where say they see you now, they stop for saying, no, if I do this one, they go just get at me. If that like then what the language they use, they go just get at me and can go na Babakayaka, or maybe go put me in a police station, as the case may be. So now one of the police in a way very fine because it prevents somebody from committing a crime rather than the person don't commit the crime and then you come and react for say for get things done. So it's like this is a proactive measure.
Yeah. All right, now we talk about recent issues. Them we don't be topic of discussion from the public. We don't happen from the Salon police recently. One be get for do with the alleged killing of a police officer, Nama Kenny, we one of our colleague, we the matter still dey under investigation. You can just give people an update on that, any arrest, how far the investigation don't go by the Salon police.
Yeah, this is the one matter where you make a be very emotional most times where they mention them because now a colleague in uniform and somebody wear uniform and if you look at the way how they kill him and the way how we die, he had to get in. But I want to say we dey do we level best because even when we get the bearing, where we tell for bearing, we issue the president self immediately. I think one way continuously tell we now that the police for do everything possible for make sure say the possible way do waiting they do for be accountable. So I don't want to let out things away because anytime we did a radio, this is a mass media where they talk, a lot of people listen, and a lot of people in the way they listen with the intent to get certain information we don't work on. I don't want to put a lot of things outside, but the fact remains we conduct investigations overtly as well as covertly. In other words, we do them the one way, the CV, we do them the one way, the CV openly.
As I say earlier, some issues them don't they come when a matter of concern for the police. You know, somebody we can't forget sometimes or respond to some of the allegations there. So since we get you in the studio today, we will just try for speak on some of the issues there. So also an alleged incident will be happen where being get for do with an entertainer when a musician famous, alleged killing of somebody, self being come out and many questions don't they come out from the members of the public. I don't know if the police are aware of that incident. If yes, investigation they go on.
Yes, well, aware of one way with them they say, well, like I use the word allege. We not get a case where we investigate against famous for say famous do something. Like we talk about kill somebody. Maybe
Say allege.
yeah. Maybe the talks around them that are possibly close to them, or maybe not possibly sabi, or maybe some people they say they give instructions as the case may be. But when you do investigations, you do investigation with open hands. The moment you begin to get one focus, you say this is the focus and this is the target. Sometimes you miss everything. But honestly, the law say every man is responsible for the natural and probable consequences of his own act. You will do something, now you're responsible, and now you will get to face the consequence of them. And so, if you are the participant criminals and the actual perpetrator of the crime, now you don't go look at. So I don't want for basically say we get famous for investigation for say he do something. And if you do the allegations initially when they come, people in the office say he get hands in them. And I will conclude the investigations now. But the police will look into that one day and see all the circumstances around that alleged and killing of that young man.
Now the process on the investigate not to as an individual with fingers they point at.
Well, you investigate the circumstances and then you now begin to connect individuals.
Another one again, it gets for do with a female entertainer where Zainab Sharif, this BNTM we will go out say a bedena detention because of a video where go viral. Also I talk about things them where not they happen right according to Ramna the country. Instead been there in police custody for some days.
Yes, that is also true. Cyber related offense the investigator for. You know the law allow we under even the constitution that if you investigate somebody, it's a matter of choice. For detention or no detention. Section 17, subsection 3A and B of the Constitution make them very clear. 17.3A that you can detain somebody for this number of period. 17.3B you can detain somebody for this number of period, depending on the gravity or the nature of the offense they commit. And so at that time we be there with we, for the fact that they don't say with the police, your movement don't be restricted. Understand? That time is also considered to be like a kind of detention. Understand? But that matter is under investigation. It gets for the cyber related, and at the end of the day, if we get the required fact we will look for, we will physically go use as evidence in a court, and then there is a need for take and go in a court, we go do them.
Okay.
Again, if you come out differently, then we also do based on what we get, but we dey work on our day.
Good morning, Salon. We continue today inside the program. Radio Democracy, they look at the preparation of the country and security as the country will soon go to independence and also election. And for talk on the particular issue, we get two gentlemen there between at the studio. Abdul Karim Will, Deputy Director of Strategic Communication Office of National Security, and also Assistant Commissioner of Police, Ibrahim Kamara, Head of Media and the Salon Police. In this particular time, I will come back to Ibrahim Kamara. Waiting people for understand and know. We come to the issue of my right to freedom and right to speech. Because most time, that can be the thing or center discussion where somebody can utter so many things where you not get evidence or back up with. But later, it will say, as a citizen, I get the right for talk this. As a citizen, I get the right for say this. But then can forget the aspect of responsibility and fact before they make any utterance where get for do with whatever involved in things that we can say.
Law itself is a give and take situation. They give you the rights, they also give you responsibility. And if you just continue for half of the rights and leaving behind the responsibility, and this is where you're going to be held responsible for something will go wrong.
So what is season for now we get crucial time close to the election and everything.
Yes, the no say yes, you get the right for do A, B, and C, for talk, for walk around. But law assumes say you get the right for walk around. If they say this is not a state of emergency, we tell you say you not for come out now do. You say no, I get the right for movement. I get that right for move. Then you come out they hold you. It means you not think and why say if you do I get the right. But Lord, they will also don't tell me say I'm not for move at this particular point in time. Understand? Yes, you talk. You're not supposed to for talk. But when you talk and begin for step on toes, on other person on toes, how you go to talk? They do things and say because I get the freedom for talk, I get the freedom for do this. Then at the same time, you fail for realize say, Lord, they will tell you say, yes, you get the right, but the right get up to this limit, and this limit, for cross up. And when you cross up, then go only for the account for that kind of right. So basically, they tell the people they say, for every right, where they log you, that right will they give you, they also give you responsibility as to what you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do. And so therefore, one example I will give, you get rights for demonstrate. It's a democracy. Understand? You get right for demonstrate. But there are provisions that the law will tell you say if you want to demonstrate this and this and this, now you for do. And so that they tell you say, Salon, Masawi, we talk about the rule of law. So if you want to do them, make sure say you apply as provided for by law. Understand? Sit down with the police, arrange with the police, and then the police will provide security to make it run. But also you say because they say the law say I get right for demonstrate. Understand? You just demonstrate without pay attention to the law. Now there you get some issues with the law, and the law will go for coming.
Okay, continue for day with Assistant Commissioner of Police, Ibrahim Kamara. Over to you, Abdul Karim Will from Office of National Security, Strategic Communication and Spokesperson. Where you look at ONS, the mandate for provide coordination of the entire security sector, how you would describe UNA being top of the game for ensure say whatever structure and coordination UNA don't put in place really work towards whatever situation get for arise or activity during this particular period to the independence and during and after the election.
So by the intelligence and information security estimates, we think say the country generally peaceful and we interventions don't be very meaningful. I think say if not of it for the interventions and a lot of things for don't go very bad in this country. But for we collective resolve for resist some of them bad plans that we people and get, especially some with brothers and sisters already abroad, then for don't succeed for put this country into disarray. But we resilience and we commitment to the safety and security of every Sierra Leonean, law-abiding Sierra Leonean, now then don't they feel. Yes, it will be concerning to every well-meaning Sierra Leonean that something that happen, we draw people their attention. We just mentioned the killing, brutal killing of a serving police officer, where they perform nothing but in function as a policeman, a very fine police officer. We information clear say na be a crime buster. somebody go and murder them and that kind of thing, just for create a picture, a semblance of insecurity in the country. But I think say so far we're satisfied with what they happen. But for help on the issue of demonstrations, freedoms, and what have you, I want for state say, like my brother they talk, no rights, no in the whole world, we absolute. Now the whole world talk of the most advanced democracies, every rights get limitations. They get in the way they guide them. Now we say, for example, the freedom of expression. The freedom of expression is say you get right for talk what you want for talk. But at the same time, if they make statements, disparaging statements against people, against institution, you get forget preparation for substantiates the statement in the way they make. Because in as much as I may right, for example, for waka and fling me hand them, that may right only limited to flinging me hands where I not jam other person, where I not go hit other person. Otherwise, I go be charged for assault. So we get for understanding kind of thing. And over the period, we don't notice say the calls for demonstrations, now social media, now the people in the make them. While says it's not bad for use any other means for say I get for can demonstrate on XYZ date, but at the same time, it concerning that when people in the make them calls and then they use threats of or even disclose them plans as to what they want for do. And most of them plans and they now one the way very, very dangerous. For example, prior to August 8, 9, and 10, the people over they make the calls for let them can do demonstrations and say, oh, we demonstrate on them days and day, anybody will come out or we come out for doing your normal business other than demonstrating with we. If not driver, we pull up inside a motor car and we burn them. If not keke rider or bike rider, we go kill them and that kind of thing. I mean, no sensible state institution no go on for acquiesce to that kind of thing there. You already don't show what you want for can do on that day. They actually go give you clearance for let you go do that kind of thing they want for do. It only means say the police or ONS or the military, they actually give you a ticket for can unleash violence onto a peaceful community. Because the reality now that most often over the period, there are few people in few communities and they make them kind calls them and the one the way they come out for come execute them plans and they or them programs and they in a favor. Now one the way also they in the minority. So now the security of the general public now they talk about.
Abdulkarim, so they wrap up the program now. A lot of security presence in a strategic areas them, and as ACP Brahma stated earlier, now because of the security coordination between different security body, they're more under the security sector. But a lot of people them not get that understanding there. How you go allay the fear of people them, let them know, let panic not grip the city, let them know say the security sector they in charge and then they out there for protect them.
So I want to use this opportunity for call on Sierra Leoneans and people who get interest in Sierra Leonean issues for the presence of police or military on the streets of Freetown or any other sign of Salon no cause any panic or fear among the public. In fact, if we assure them of their safety and security. Because them policemen and they, then soldier man and they were at the various locations to sign and deploy. Now for maximize the security of them people and they. I mean, they say once beaten, twice shy. We don't learn a lot of lessons. The August 10 or even events before August 10. Where August 10 happened, the accusations, the allegations were that, well, we not been make too much presence. We not been present in some place, but it be very thin and so on and so forth. So we don't want to be taken by surprise.
All right.
Now that make we do that one. As long as you're a law-abiding citizen, go about your normal lawful business. The police away the day, now for ensure say let possibly mean bad for you, for your country, let it not succeed at all.
All right, quickly, they come over to ACP Brema Kamara, the head of media from the Salon Police. I don't ask Mr. Will the same question. I go ask you because the police then can be very important to talk about security and how now for ensure say on secure the state and the cities in them. A lot of presence of security personnel, including the police, then a strategic points them. Professionalism of the police, now one way the citizen can always question, especially in situation of protest, how na can handle them. For on ensure say the police be professional and secure the people and let not be the other way around?
Well, I want to assure the people say we dey want to treat any service we in a corner or na treat to an open place. So we did it because we want to let everybody go about in normal business. We normally somebody ambog in somebody we dey go do your business. Sometimes you're a trader, sometimes you go school, sometimes you're a farmer, or whatever you do for let you get to living. That make we dey na the inside and day. So we not did it for like for intimidate person. We not did it for make you afraid. We did it for let you get the feel good say well me the people who they pay with money, the security where they wear that uniform, that blue, the one they then day for we and that make them day around me. So one for assure everybody say we go do it level best for make sure say you go about your normal business whilst we continue for do the security work. We all work, we not get holiday every day. If you go serve any station now, so man can work for the past 3-4 days. They no more. So whilst we want for let people like this, let people able for sleep and set their eye, we day for make sure say the money in the pay we make the best use of them for provide security for the people.
All right, thank you very much, ACP Ibrahima Kamara, Head of Media from the Salon Police, and also Abdul Karim Will, when are the spokesperson for the Office of National Security. They will also be there with me this morning at the studios to talk about the preparation of the security sector ahead of the June 24, 2023 election, and they also talk about rumor where according to them they don't hear as a security sector say some people and get planned for come out to mind protest. But they don't assure citizens and say they get security for protect the lives and property of Sierra Leone people. Well, now they end the program. Good morning, Salon for today on edition. Michael Sambola and Alex Lawrence Koma. And then produce the program. DJ Cliff, give it technical support. Usman Kamara and Jaffa Mans Davis that they make on our watch live on our Facebook page. Mina Khadija Bangua, wish you all a happy day.
And Sapti Kalon says, stay tuned to this frequency and goodbye.